That's the only way I don't get in trouble is by being on mute. Thank you for letting me know. Told y'all want unprofessional. Y'all want real. It's about as real as it gets. Eat my sandwich. Going hunting next week. I'm poor as hell. As usual, another bill came in that I wasn't expecting. So I'm on a budget. Yep. Because you know I ain't catching out in the grass anytime soon. Just so I can say I did it. I want to thank Guard Pro. For any of y'all who go hunting or anything like that. The X66 Pro trail camera. They got me set up. I'm now online. And I'm bringing it to Missouri with me when I go hunting. And we'll test it out and see how it goes. So they gave me an unlimited package for unlimited pictures and video and stuff like that. I'm still kind of, it's a very, I will say it's a very no frills camera. If anybody's familiar with these, I do like the fact that I don't have to keep putting batteries in it every 2 weeks. It's got a rechargeable battery pack with a solar panel. It's got a screen on it. And if you have 3 or 4 of these, you can get one plan, and the plans are cheap. And one plan, and that plan gets shared between all of them. The biggest thing is I want to see what the quality of the pictures are. I have no idea, but it's a very no frills camera. From what I'm reading online, the customer service isn't the best. But again, this is literally like, I'm not joking, 30%, 40% of the price. Maybe less than that of what my normal cameras cost. So what else has been going on? Any new news? Literally came home from work, turned the computer on, came out here to get started. Wait to see a few more people coming online. I hope we got some people from Grass here. That would be quite interesting because it seems like the news gets better and better. P13, that was very smart. Very smart. P13SR says he's excited for 375 AI. Just like Silencio, he's got family members running from other states running 375 on their phones for me. I tried telling a lot of people about 375 AI. I gave a code out in the beginning. I don't know if it's, I guess it's still not like that, but early to get into it. I'm sorry, my wife's texting me from the room, from the living room. We're in the same house. She's texting me. But anyway, gotta check my chirp cage and see, make sure it's still on. Oh, what happens not to be. So 375 AI used to have a code to get in. You couldn't, you would get put on this waiting list type of thing. But it runs in the background of your phone. And actually what I did is I have it on 2 phones, but I have it on the same account so that, because what happened was every now and then one phone would quit working and it wasn't capturing hexes and stuff like that. So they told me you can put it on the same, use the same account on 2 different phones. I should have gave it to my son going back and forth to Monroe and all that, but I don't know. What else is going on? We're going to talk about little 375 AI in a minute. Take a look at the trusty Discord real quick. So somebody shared, Kyle Coffee shared, I don't know if Kyle's here tonight. He usually comes and passes by. But a little tidbit that he found, wondering if this was a fake ticket of news or not. I know some of y'all talked about the big water project and with the big air and the air filter, or the air filter, whatever. But anyway, Kraken is going to be one of the exchanges for Wingbits. He found us. Don't quote me on it. Nobody from Wingbits get mad at me for it. But it says Kraken, day one access to some newly created and transferable tokens. 375 ETH, American Fortress. Anybody? Backstage. Anybody? Bitcoin OS, GOAT Network, goated. Kuzo's Friends, Syndicate, Vultisig, and Wingbits. Which goes to show me I don't know anything about projects because I think I've heard of 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 out of the 9 projects. So this is Kraken, but who fought to ask if that's going to be a scam token? I don't think so. I think this is just, you know, I know in other projects it's been mentioned like this, but even Wingbits mentioned that they are not allowed to mention what exchanges they're going to play around with until those exchanges do. If this is officially that came from Kraken, which it looks like, I'm getting a little excited in my pants because it might mean we're a step closer to a TGE for Wingbits. I mean, it doesn't give you a time frame, so this could be anytime for the next month, 2 months, 2026. Who knows? But I think that's a huge step, and I think that's huge. So this, I have not used Kraken. Is Kraken available to U.S. customers? Can anybody answer that one? Dave McDrip, what's happening? Info about Accurast? Anybody have any info for CryptoMiner-9 about Accurast? I don't. Who fought at X? Was that you who said 4 to 6 weeks TGE or Wingbits? And how long ago was that? My perception of time is whack. Seems like 4+ weeks ago. Dude, my time, my perception of time is completely whacked. It feels like I just joined this like early this year, and I think it was 2023, right? I'm telling you, my time is whacked also. I can't believe it's November. This weekend, we in November of 2025. I just can't believe that. So, before we get to the real big subject of the night, actually took a few notes. We heard the news. We kind of started talking about it a little bit. .375 AI came out and advised that that their airdrop, that they were going to be releasing TGE, and that's less than 10 hours away. Less than 10 hours away. I discussed it. If y'all saw the video I put out this morning for our weekly update videos, I talked about Bybit. Bybit was going to be their first exchange that they made a deal with. They later announced that Kraken is also, which of course we just saw that. And now you have KuCoin. I think that's huge. Now, what's KuCoin? Like the number 2 exchange, next to Binance, the number 2 exchange. I think you're going to see a lot of volume coming through with these projects. Now, it's on the team. Did the team do its job? And, is it going to be one mass dumping, or do you have people who generally know about the project and are going to invest and buy this token also? That's always your question. $1 million question with any project that goes TGE. We'll see. I still think, I know some of y'all disagree with this, but CEXs to me are the best way to get the most eyes and the most investors in on a project. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'm pretty hyped. I have not heard about any. I know Who Fought It found a possible price that was on one of those exchanges, MEXC or one of them, Dollar General Exchange, and of like 12 cents maybe. Was that what it was? Who Fought It? So Jay Styles is telling me Kraken is US based. So I might have an account for them. And you know, the question always comes in is, what are you going to do? I am curious to know if there's any other sites with any kind of possible pricing or anything like that on it. I know it's very early, but you're 12 hours away. I mean, less than 12 hours away, right? Let's open up my trusty 375 app. Well, it never closes, but you all know what I mean. 375 go. 9 hours, 45 minutes, 55, 54. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I'm hoping y'all been following me. Y'all know I've been pushing this for a long time. Y'all know that I'm very big on the 375 AI project. Even though y'all know me, I gotta say something negative because y'all gonna think I had a stroke or something. Even though it is, the whole thing's supposed to be this, was it Edge or whatever it is, this big thing that goes with 17 cameras or something that go on billboards and can watch traffic and stuff like that. I think what they've had like one or two, at least as far as I know, on one city set up, and that's it. So there hasn't been really that much movement on the main part of the project. You know, compared to how old 375 AI is, it's really kind of soon for TGE. At least I think. But hopefully, you know, they're not rushing this. This is something that Wingbits has always talked about, is you only have one chance of getting TGE right. So hopefully, I'm getting a lot of ads. I don't know about y'all. You know, I set up as automatic, but you know, I follow live also so I can see the chat and stuff. And I'm getting a lot of ads. So if y'all getting a lot of ads, I apologize. Blame YouTube. But anyway, this is a good reminder. Y'all beware of fake coins. Y'all beware of any kind of coins, because you're going to start seeing 375 AI. I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing tokens that are on this list if it gets shared enough that aren't out yet. You know, I've did a video on Wings, that there's several versions of Wings out there already. They're all meme tokens, if you call them meme tokens, fake tokens, scam tokens, or whatever like that. And they're not really fake tokens. They're actual tokens that are out there. They're just not really Wing tokens. But you always be careful. Be careful, because as again, you got 375 AI token right here that has A to 0. God bless it for this is really 0.00015 cents. But what y'all got? J Styles says Accurast TGE is imminent. That's another project going TGE. Like you're wearing pants over there under that desk. I'm wearing pants. Mm-hmm. 2% away from 750,000 hexes covered on my phone alone. I don't know what I have. Let's see. What do I have? 375 go. My all-time hexes are 493,000. It's almost a 500,000. And my epoch hexes are 974 because I haven't gone anywhere yet since Monday. So epoch 49 still says verifying. I wonder if that's going to be part of the main thing. So if any of y'all, I want to let y'all know that if any of y'all are in 375 AI and you have not claimed, don't sweat it. Go put your Solana wallet in testnet, go claim, and then do the little, go to the little website, paste your wallet in there, and let it tell you how much it's going to be. For those of y'all who missed it, I have a buddy at work. He likes to follow me in a lot of my projects. And he's in 375 AI. He goes to Gatlinburg. He has a cabin in Gatlinburg that he owns, Gatlinburg, Tennessee. He goes up there 2 or 3 times a year. He's been up there twice since 375 AI. So he has scanned some hexes. It's a 12-hour drive from here, I think, close to it. And again, after the third or fourth epoch, so he got an epoch 2 with me. So after 7 to 8 epochs, he forgot about it. Luckily, or somewhat, the project was still scanning in his background. So when I told him about this 2 days ago at work, he's like, "Oh, I think I'm in that project. Let me see." And sure enough, he's in the project. I show him how to put his Phantom wallet in testnet. He does a whole bunch of, basically he goes down through all 30 epochs that he's missed. And he has a very good chunk of tokens waiting on him. So I know there are some people who believe that, hey, I didn't do any claims or anything like that, and I missed a snapshot. That's not correct at all. Don't sweat it. Go through the 375 AI app, go through the eligibility, and check to see what kind of reward you get. I'm hoping y'all did well. Let me see. 10 hours and 40 minutes. I'm gonna tell you, I had problems when I first went to it and I pressed check my eligibility. It says up here on the top, connect your wallet. That don't work. At least it didn't work for me. What I did is I had to scroll down and I pasted my wallet into this address right here and then press check eligibility. So I'm on Phantom and I'm on my 375 Phantom. I'm pressing copy, going over. Shoot, it cleared out. And again, I'm pasting it, my wallet address in here. At least I'm trying. The website don't want to because it knows I'm not recording. I'm actually live. Does anybody else have problems with this? I'm trying. He gave me a paste for half a second. See, it pops up for half a second. Oh well. Try one more time for y'all. I wanted to go over some of the staking with y'all. It will not paste. Nope, no pasting. That's beautiful. Anyway, so now I wasted 10 minutes of your time. Took it away from setting for this. Go to my phone loans. What else, guys? What else? So look, I'm hyped up with 375 AI. It's a cool step. I was hoping we'd find a price of it somewhere. What about, because they have to have somewhat of a price because they did a pre-sale already, right? And I think we discussed that the other day. At least CoinGecko's got a placeholder for it. It says preview only. Guess not. Guess we won't get no inside scoop. Yeah, man, let's do a poll. I don't do enough of those. There you go. I guess I shouldn't put question marks. That doesn't really make sense. Shows you how often I do polls. All right. You know, I wasn't going to go paste in the grass Discord. But the hot topic lately, the hot mess, if you call it that. What the nine of y'all came here for. What the hell is going on with grass? Listen, I'm telling you right now, if y'all need comedic relief, if y'all want to see people who are completely lost in life, go to the grass Discord. Because some of these people, like, nobody can read literally like 2 lines above them. Look, I mean, like, let's go through some of this. When can I claim airdrop season 2? And then I guarantee if you go up not too far, you're going to see somebody else ask that. And again, this looks like I'm scrolling through a lot, but if you look at the time frames, I'm not really scrolling that far in time. And it's crazy. Today's ending epoch. No. I think epoch ends with Halloween. It's and I really want to go back. You know, earlier today I was having some good conversations in here with a lot of people again. But I can't get to 9:00 this morning. But one of the big things going on right now with grass is my dog's home. Y'all bear with me. Is this is to me catastrophic. I don't know how else to put it. Listen, am I causing FUD? No, this chart's causing FUD. This chart is being shared all over the place. Even if you go to grass on CoinMarketCap, this is even being shared over here, and it's being shared, you know, quite often. This was yesterday. Grass will have 80, and my question is it says grass will have $80.7 million worth of tokens. That's how I take this, which is 58% of their token supply. You've had price drops again for the month. They're down 61%. For the week, they're down 12%, and for the day, 8%. And they had another, like, I don't know if something happened, but it was at 41%, 41 cents, 37 cents at 4 o'clock. Well, you know what it was? They found out Grumpy got rid of his staking. I unstaked all my tokens. I wish I did it earlier. Wasn't really paying attention of really what's going on. I didn't really know about this foolishness right here. Let me tell you something. If they're unlocking 58% of their tokens at one time, that has to be some of the worst Tokenomics. Now, you also have people who are spinning this. And again, listen, I'm not in the project. And we have said, I have said, many people have said, as far as communications goes, this is one of the worst projects as far as communications. Last time they did a drop, we didn't really know about it until like 3 days beforehand or 5 days beforehand. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but there's not a lot of communications going on. They did an announcement a while back about let's blow this up for y'all a little bit, about this device that they plan on selling, and you ain't heard a word about it since then. And for the amount of people already, there's like 500,000 people in this project, very least. That's what I'm looking for right here. The grasshopper. When's the last time you heard anything about the grasshopper? You have nearly 500,000 people just in the Discord. So how many devices do you think they got going? Do you really think they need a device? Or is this another grab? Or are they bailing on this? This was July 8th. When's the last time you heard anything about it? There's nothing on, say, like Helium Deploy about it. So is this them just saying, hey, other people are making money on devices, we need to do it too? So it's funny how I've been arguing with people in the Discord the last couple of days with the fact that they haven't did a reward in a month. I mean, in a year. You're going into the 13th month since the last rewards. And I'm sitting here arguing with people because you have people who say things like, hey, bro, literally, they say, hey, bro, B-R-U-H, this ain't the gym. You're not my gym, bro. Bro, the first drop took 18 months. So why you think you're going to get this one in 13 months, bro? Meaning I'm wrong for even asking. Then they're going to ask me like, what's the rush? What do you mean, what's the rush? He told me that last night. What's the rush? Father, we've been waiting 13 months. 13 months. Don't come tell me that so this is when the last epochs, this is when this stage started. So you have to figure this is about the time when we got rewards. So I've been doing this since mid-January-ish, somewhere around there, of 2024. So it went from there. So like I said, so yeah, I guess they were about 18 months from when they did the first alpha down to they had this bonus epoch. And then network launch. So somewhere around there is when they had, but again, this was only 7, really 8 epochs. And then the fact that everybody keeps asking about this one that's going into the 12th epoch. And they got some people saying that they think something might happen at the end for Halloween. Again, that would be just about right with them because, like I said, you didn't hear nothing until the last minute last time. Personally, my aluminum foil hat self says this is that they're not going to reward us until they get their 53% unlocked tokens or whatever it is, because they're afraid we're going to sell. But you know what's going to happen is every time, if you go back and look, and I've argued with somebody else on Discord, if you go back and you look, when these last couple, not all of them, but the last 2 or 3 epochs ended and people realized there wasn't going to be rewards, the token dropped. So I believe it hurt sentiment. That's my opinion only. Y'all can say what your opinion, but you did have some kind of damage control going on today, or it might have even been yesterday, but because this message right here is being shared now over and over again. Grass came out and said the founders of Win Labs, a core contributor to Grass. That's not Grass. A core contributor to Grass have extended their lockup through February 28, 2026. The extension reinforces long-term line of the Grass network. Whatever. This might have nothing to do with this unlock. This is their core contributor, and that's why I put, do the founders hold 58% of this token? Like, I think this is wild. Look at these other ones. You don't have none of these other ones with that kind of crazy unlocking. And then what somebody asked me today, and I earlier today, and I can't answer this, is some of y'all who might be in tokenomics, maybe if Eric's here, I don't think Eric usually gets my live. He's got, kids and stuff he deals with at night. Eric's a mod in my Discord, but he's really deep into Grass. But is there really no max supply? So can he just add? And I will say, like the little pop, that's why I hit the little box right here, to be fair. Some projects report to CoinMarketCap what their total circulating supply is. Sometimes they have to guess it. Sometimes there is no max supply. So you're about to get, I don't know, what is it? 100 million, 200 million tokens added. Is that being added to this number right here? Because you're going to see this go down. The fact that we ain't seen it go down even more is quite surprising. It makes me wonder if this is all, I can say smokes and mirrors, but it's all like, like I see there's a total supply right here, but is it not a max supply? Like, I think, I don't know. I'm going back and forth right now. It's just crazy. He's saying pre-sale was 0.075 on the S375 AI. Like I said, I know, I think it was Who Fought It found somewhere where it said it was going to be 12.5 cents. I don't know. But Grass, like I said, I know several of y'all have said y'all are unstaking Grass. I'm unstaking Grass. But there's also a part of me that says, I can't sell it this low. And I'm a bad person to follow when it comes to that. Very bad person, because I always hold stuff too long. This is why, like right now, all the helium I got would really help me next week, because I don't know how I'm going to pay for my Missouri hunting trip next week now, because I had something else come up. I'm about to start asking y'all for donations for mining disrupt or something. But don't be wrong, I could sell my helium at $2 and still make, $1,000 or something from it. But I just can't bear down. I can't take myself selling at that. Same thing with Grass. I could sell my Grass I got right now and do pretty decent. Well, I can't actually, I guess technically I can't sell it right now because it's being unstaked. I've been staking it with the BitHarvest Studio validator. But even I told Eric today, when I discussed this all with him, even your APR that you were getting for staking has come down dramatically. At one time it was like 60 something percent. I think it's at 23% now. I don't know, and then I got people telling me in Discord that, like, man, you should, you should be more pissed off at Google for taking your stuff. You're not really doing anything. And, you're getting paid for your bandwidth now. Am I getting paid? Because I haven't gotten anything other than last October, while I'm betting Grass has been selling my data and probably getting paid. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I see 3 votes. Everybody's saying they're selling 375 AI, all of it. I can tell you with 375 AI, they give you the option if you want to stake it for 6 months or if you want to stake it for 12 months. I'm going to tell y'all, that staking for 12 months option, it's a hell of a deal. You're getting it doubled. But 12 months right now with this crazy market, is an eternity. And like I told my buddy at work today, because he asked me, you know, what's my thoughts? And this is my thoughts on 375 AI and staking. You look at just what's happened even with this token in a year. You're still less right now than what you were when this got released. But at one time, this was up to almost $4. $4. When it was up to, $2, $3, $4, you could have tripled the amount, not just double, but triple the amount of tokens you got in staking and still be less a year later than what you got now. And that's what's on my mind. It's not fair to 375 AI, but that's how I look at it is I could be stuck in staking and getting double the tokens. But if the price goes down dramatically, I'm still going to be worse off, even with double tokens. Look how many tokens I was making in Sword Chain right now. I can't even make $100 worth. And I've been with that project for a long time. I was looking at that. I just unstaked all my tokens with Sword Chain too. That's a 90-day cooling off period, which is ridiculous. But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about all this. I mean, they got some messages in this Discord. This Discord's crazy. Let's not bring Paul. Apparently, who fought it must be in the grass Discord. I'm excited for the end of Epoch 12 block because he thinks they're getting yeah. What else, man? What else? Been looking into Meshtastic. For those who are messing with Meshtastic, I know some of y'all asked me about that. I'm trying to find out the differences between Meshtastic and ATAC because I've had some guys who is doing Meshtastic in Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica is I feel for him. I got a lady at work. She has a Jamaican accent, but her family is in Jamaica. They live kind of up in the mountains, and now they're under warning for mudslides. But I've been there, done that. 100-mile-an-hour winds are no fun, and my prayers for him because it's going to be bad. Recovery is going to be 10 times worse because it's so isolated. That's going to be on an island. It ain't like here where we could just truck stuff in. If I remember the hurricane that hit Puerto Rico not too long ago, 2, 3, 4 years ago, whatever it was. Might have been longer than that. Trump was in office last time. See how time flies? But anyway, my Meshtastic will be here tomorrow. My plan is to put mine together, put a mag mount antenna. I have a mag mount antenna from Helium, which is so it's 915 megahertz. I'm putting it on top of my truck and I'm taking it with me for my hunting trip. Not that I think it's gonna be used, but hell, another hobby. What else? Is anybody still in Irwin? Are they still alive? Chirp round 7 has started. Now live. Still counting all the cheaters. Ain't like they gonna do nothing about them. Round 7 is live. New beacons, new rivals, and another race to the top. In round 6, the winner of the non-premium leaderboard collected 52 million data chips. That run earned them 572 chirp. I know this is gonna make me sick, but I'm gonna go look anyway. 572 chirp. Yeah, what's going on with this price too? Wait a minute. They run only 572 chirp, but the premium pass 1314. 572 chirp is $22. That's all they got? Apparently I'm missing something. Anyway. We continue to expand Chirp's IoT capabilities. It's about time, because that's what this project's supposed to be about. Not go and find beacons in the middle of the swamp. What else? Anything going on in Wingbits? More spam going out. Look, I've told y'all before. I know in the Entropy Discord, they were talking about somebody was being messaged by Grumpy, and they knew it wasn't me because they kept saying mate. And my joke was, I don't have mates because I'm grumpy all the time. But the person kept saying mate and talking to them about wallets and stuff like that. I've told y'all 1,000 times, I'm not DMing any of y'all that I, haven't DM'd already, that we haven't talked back and forth. But I'm not DMing anybody out the blue. Normally, if I see you and I got DM you, I'm going to tell you in the general thing, hey, I'm DMing you. It's really me. And I'll probably make some kind of fat joke to show you it's not a robot. It might be a fat dad joke. But what level are you in grass? Third from the top. I am at the top, maybe. I'm gonna tell you, I have a lot of, follow me on this. I have a lot of referrals, but those referrals are not online. Does that make sense? I'm on tier 1X Vanguard, which I think is like the max almost. No, it's Titan. I'm trying to shrink this down for y'all. How about that? So I got 33 referrals, but I'm gonna tell you, majority of them aren't online. And even though I started this in January when this was just going to first stage 1, I didn't get a lot of referrals. Like a lot of people that in the crowds we're hanging out were already signed up for this, that were already doing it. So, I know Eric has said, I know Eric gets way more than all of us, and he has way more because he's been doing it long enough. He's been hustling. He's very big in the grass project. Congratulations to him. But he has way more referrals and he gets way more points. But I am right here. I need 33,000 more, 33 million more points. Ain't gonna happen. So stay active on Android. So I do have an Android phone here running grass. This is a phone that somebody gave me. I told you a while back, if you remember. It does not have service, so it's Wi-Fi tethered into one of my personal phones, so it gets service. And I run grass, and this is also what I run KAGE on also. So I should be getting 3x rewards for that. Invite friends, rank up, unlock bonus. But and another thing is, I'm gonna move my fat head out the way. One thing I don't understand is, when I say I don't understand, I understand what they are, but you can see I have 202 diamonds here and 236 diamonds, which apparently is a lot because some people say how they had 5 or 10 or 15. But I don't know where I'm getting these from. I don't know if I'm getting these from referrals or something. And my referral people are getting this done. Because I have some of these on fiber connections at different places. But when you go to my dashboard, I don't have any diamonds coming in. So, and I'm gonna tell you, this fluctuates a lot too. Right now it says I have 4 stations online. I can come back in 30 minutes and it's gonna say I have 6. I can go to a desktop that I know is running this, and it shows online, but it doesn't show on his desktop. It shows a 100% connection. This thing is wonky as hell. Listen, I'm negative and sad, like, some people, but let's all talk about what's about to happen. What's about to happen is, I'm not saying this is their game plan, but I've mentioned this before and I'm gonna mention this again, is at some point they're going to reward. And at some point when the people get those rewards, they're going to look very well because they've been 13 months. If people sat here and broke down what they were making per day, it would be probably on the bottom ranking of my daily projects. But you have some people, because again, I'm just repeating what's being said on their Discord. You have some people say how poor they are, and they're in very poor third world countries, and they're running this type of stuff, and this is their income, and this is what they're using for income, and they're happy to get whatever they can get. And listen, God bless y'all if that's the boat it's in. But watching another YouTuber the other day, he mentioned this a couple of times, and I'm stealing from him. This isn't charity work. Yes, you're right. There's nothing saying that we were supposed to get paid within a certain time. This ain't like a work paycheck where, hey, every 2 weeks you're supposed to be getting paid, or once a month if you're a teacher, because the teachers out here get paid once a month. I don't understand that. I don't know how you're supposed to make ends meet once a month. But anyway, but I know I repeat myself, so I apologize, but I just want to make sure I discuss it on this live. Giving out rewards is not a new concept. Not for this project that has already given out awards. It's one thing for projects when they're first going TGE and they're first trying to figure out how they're going to do rewards, and they got to test things, and how is this mechanism going to work, and how much is it going to be, and what's the formula going to be, and stuff like that. But they've did that already. There's absolutely, I don't care what people say. I'll argue with anybody right now who wants to argue it, and I'll argue with anybody in Discord. There is no reason you can give me why it takes 13 months to give out rewards. You can't. What are y'all concentrating on so hard right now? Y'all suck in data and y'all spit out data to whoever's buying it. How hard is that concept? Y'all have been doing it now for 2 years. 2 years. Have y'all really altered how y'all doing it that much in 2 years? That your team that just got how many $1 million? How many millions of dollars? And this isn't the first time y'all got millions of dollars. What the hell y'all doing with all that money? Y'all just boasted and bragged on how y'all got all these millions of dollars. What the hell y'all do with them? We all know how the game works with devices. Look at Wingbits. Wingbits didn't come out of pocket on devices because they had somebody else manufacture them, and that those people are going to make the money on it. Wingbits isn't making the money on them. Wingbits said, I'm going to concentrate on my project. You got Grass, though, the way they make it appear, the way that thing looks, they're coming out with that. We don't know that or not, but I want to see if I can find Grass. And somebody made a big deal about this. First Grass token holder network participant call will take place in December. Why December? Like, what the hell are y'all doing for the next 5 weeks? And here you go. They posted this about. Here you go. We are excited to announce we have raised $10 million from Polychain and Tricard. This investment will be used to support growth, expand infrastructure, accelerate the path of their goal of internet scale web crawl. Listen, guys, I know I pretend like I'm in IT, and I just because I know what VLANs are and how to static IP some stuff, and I know the difference between the static and DHCP IP and MAC addresses. I'm not gonna pretend like I know how to scale internet. Do y'all really think it takes $10 million to do that? And that you're concentrating so this is the same concept, same thing you've been doing for 2 years. Does anybody else feel like you want to read some of these comments? 700 comments. I bet majority of them are. But I bet majority of them are, when are you going to pay us? Let's see. Could be wrong. Don't forget to increase our community's allocation grass. Yeah, right. What's the thing with crypto and everybody has to kiss ass so much? Like, I've mentioned this in video before. Like, why are you kissing so much? Am I just that rude, grumpy person? I know that's the name of this channel. And look, I have people who tell me, all jokes aside, that like I go out of my way to help people, stuff and like that. And like, you know, I am grumpy sometimes when I ain't had coffee in the morning. You know, that's what happens when you get old. Like, you know, I was literally taking my socks off 2 days ago and I dislocated my knee. No joke. I didn't want to come tell y'all because y'all always say I got sob stories. I dislocated my knee taking off socks 2 days ago. I've been doing 2 miles, 2.5 miles, jogging, walking every night, and can't do neither one now. And I don't know how I'm going hunt next week because my knee is killing me. But I still try to help people. I still try to be nice. But the fact that these people, you're not going to get a grass bonus in your wallet if you kiss ass. I used to argue with people about this on Discord, on Helium Facebook, is you're not going to get a Helium. Like, we were calling that Helium when some of the shenanigans started going on. And people would attack us, and I'm like, stop. You're not going to get a helium bonus for kissing ass. Call it out. I said that last night in grass. Maybe if more people would speak up, grass would realize that this is unacceptable. This is BS. But you know what? All y'all in there like, oh, this is the greatest project in the world. It's okay you don't pay us for another 2 years. Well, then the grass project's going to think it's okay not to pay you for 2 years. So one season 2. There you go. See? I 8.3 million users have run an active node in the last 30 days. Can y'all imagine that? 8.3 million users. Does anybody else find that hard to believe? Like, I'm not saying they're lying, but I want 8.3 million users. 8.3. Basically, the population of New York. It's 8.4 million. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Currently retrieving 3 petabytes. 3 petabytes per day. So screw the 10 million. What do you think they're making off this? Like, this is pissing me off. I know some of y'all, I had 20 people here at one point. That's the most I had live in the last 2-3 lives. But everyone does it for free. You know, like, I thought, like, again, when we do the math in this is going to suck. I could be wrong. I'll come in here and apologize if I was wrong. Y'all know I will. I have no problem admitting I'm wrong. That's why I'm a rare YouTuber that does it. But I'm telling you right now, for the amount, 3 petabytes per day. in addition to $10 million. We're about to get crumbs. One bet. And remember at one time it was we want to get our Android done first, and then we'll end season 2. Then it was Meet the Grasshopper and different things like that. I don't know. Like, and like I said, when I say I get crumbs, can't find my mouse. When I say get crumbs, I mean, again, you're going to get a bulk amount because it's been 365 days. But when you divide that by 365 days, you're going to wonder if the Vaseline should have came with it. But you won't. You won't, because I'll be one of the rare people complaining about it, because you're going to have people on here who say, this is a great reward. Excuse me. They're going to say, this is a great reward. We got X amount of 100 tokens, 1,000 tokens, or whatever it is. Yeah, at one time after a year. I'm not even eating nothing. I'm choking on something. Choking on grass is BS. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I want real. That's real. Let's back up some. My was on my rant. Not that as it didn't look like it had any offer to go up. But hope for the best for you guys. I would sell that right away. Go up. The dashboard miners are 43 plus 20 diamonds. Did you claim Midnight Token? Tech around. You got to tell me what Midnight Token is. I'm not familiar. Also, what about Pod Network? Never mess with Pod Network. No BS. Pod Network is the only real DEPIN project. I made 2,000 pressing button every day since 2019. That's awesome. Let me tell you what my realest DEPIN project is right now. And if you, for those of y'all who are in my lives a lot, I'm gonna tell y'all right now what my most #1 profitable best project has been of 2025. I can freaking sign into it. I claimed 2 weeks ago. This is what I got. I can claim right now. This is what I've claimed since June. Now, I got several computers running on it on different networks. But still, when you compare EarnApp 1-to-1 with other computers that are also running these data mining projects, I'm going to tell you right now. That is, so let's just figure I'm going to start this in like May. Because in June is when the first time I took like $200 out. So it's April. No. May. So that's June, July, August, September, October. 5.5 months, I made $1,100. 5.5 months, $1,100. You think I made that in grass? Because a majority of them devices are also running grass. I can bet you that I didn't make that come close to grass. Even when you ratio it out between how many devices are running. Honeygain and EarnApp are running on almost every single device that this is running at. And I don't have $100 since June or May or whatever it was this year. How about this year? So again, I can apologize where I was wrong. I did a video bashing EarnApp because they killed us on rewards. I can somewhat take that back because it's still the #1 project. Now, this reward would be even more if they wouldn't have killed that. Think about it, they killed the rewards and we still getting this in 2 weeks. So, and what I like about it is you can run it on a desktop. You can run it in the Docker. You can run it on a Pi. You can run it on your Wingbits DIY devices. Basically anything. You can even run on a phone, but I found out the phone for some reason is a little wonky, but you can run on a phone. It's supposed to give you a bonus. And then I have a referral code for EarnApp in the description below that gives you bonus a couple of bucks just to start. You get a head start. And I got to say that I think I've got 50 referrals on this. So some of y'all, and I can see what y'all are making, and some of y'all are doing very well. Congratulations. I think somebody right now has got like 50 bucks. I don't know how long ago they started, but again, I only started pushing this. I started doing this back in May or June, but I didn't really start talking to it until I was in New York and I needed some money. And I'm like, let me check my EarnApp. And it had $200 in it. I'm like, holy hell. So I know none of, and what I like about this is you go and you press cash out right here. And then you decide what you want it as. There's no tokenomics. There's no exchanges. There's no, selling this for USDC or anything like that. I have $102 right now. If I press PayPal, it's automatically going to my PayPal as $102. And I can take it out anywhere I went. I can get it as an Amazon gift card or whatever this is or whatever this is. Easy. You press PayPal and it's like there in like 2 business days. Depending on when you hit it. If I hit it early in the morning, it's there within 1 business day. And I don't really make hardly anything from referrals. Again, this is part of my, I want to see everybody else be happy. And also depends on which country you're in, what kind of connection you got, and some of that stuff like that. Again, I don't run this stuff on my home computers at all because, we do banking on it, especially Grass or anything like that. This is all on spare computers. I have a couple of different internet connections in different places that I pay for other projects. Helium rooftops and Wingbits rooftops and stuff like that. If I'm running it and I'm paying for that internet connection, I got a device on that network. So it's probably almost paid for itself for what I pay for, some of these ISP connections, internet connections and stuff like that. Grass and Honeygain and all that ain't doing it. That's for dang sure. Got my leg cramping up. So so Midnight Token, is that something I was supposed to be in to be able to claim it? J Styles says Pi is a DEPIN. Laugh out loud. That's not DEPIN. It's an app pyramid scheme, but nice hollow. And I wasn't gonna go there and go pee in your boys' Cheerios or nothing like that, because I'm happy. I'm happy if anybody makes tokens. And if you were careful, even if it's a pyramid scheme or anything like that, and you were careful and you didn't get scammed and you made a little bit of income for you and your family, whatever, I'm happy for you, bro. I'm happy for you. I've always been told the Pi thing is kind of scammy, and I'm not that familiar with it, so I wasn't going to comment on it. But I don't know. But like Tech Around says, agree, but you have to hand it to Pi Network. It worked, and I cashed out. I got a cramp in my leg. I had to take a fluid pill today. See what happens? Don't get old. Don't get old. I got knees out of place. My ankles are swelling up because I ate too much gumbo over the last 2 days. Gumbo filled with sodium, top of a Diet Coke. My ankles are so swollen. I take fluid pill. I'm telling you, every time I sat down at my desk, I had to get back up today and go pee in the freaking toilet. And then I sit down, start on something else. I'm programming a Motorola radio. I'm mid-program. If you ever saw that Facebook movie with Zuckerberg where he's in the moment and can't be disturbed while he's trying to code and stuff like that, I'm like that with my Motorola radio. It's like, don't bother me. I get up and pee again. So now I've been peeing all day. I ain't been drinking enough. I didn't want to keep peeing. And now I got a freaking cramp in my leg. It's killing me. My legs right now are completely extended out. Don't get old. Don't get old. Me and the other guys going hunting in Missouri. I'm like, dude, I don't know how far I'm going to be able to walk in these woods. I've been walking 2 and 3 miles a night trying to get ready to go walk. Because I walk in the woods. I go walk. And I'm like, dude, I screwed my knee up. He pulls up his pants leg. He's got tape all over his knee. He's about 5 years older than me. He did the same thing. I said, well, dude, we hunting from the road because I don't know what we're going to do. It sucks. But if any of y'all have some land in Missouri that y'all need the doe or buck population kind of thinned out, I'm your man. Because I haven't even booked anything yet other than a hunting license. There had a couple of guys in some other discords I used to talk to who swore that they were gonna let me come hunt Missouri, because they had bucks all over their property and they don't hunt that much and stuff, and they were gonna let me. And I got all excited. Then you don't hear from none of them anymore. Actually paid off. I'm in a difficult months. Chirp prices tanked. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna tell you again. I don't do this to brag. I do this to report. I have a good amount of chirp. Very good amount of chirp. Very good amount of chirp. But that's another one. Like, you just don't want to sell it because, again, this is my legs cramping up so bad. I don't know if I can even get my chirp from here. Looks like I can. But with chirp, I've had a blackbird monitor for a while. I'm not staking it no more because they want you to stake, but oh, actually, I lied to you. I lied. What's cool about chirp is when you want to claim, you can choose how long you want to stake for, like a couple of days or a while. And I've been trying to stake up into January 1st. So that's what I've been doing. Trying to get my chirp dashboard. Y'all bear with me. I just want to show you a couple of things. What I also don't like about chirp is that on the transactions page, it shows me what my Blackbird monitor is doing, but when the KAGE rewards drop, they don't show it to you. You have no idea. So here's my chirp KAGE. And as you can see, you can go and claim, and you can do max or do a max without penalty. See, I just recently claimed, but there's no way I would ever do max because look how much you lose in penalty, which makes no sense because to me, they would want you to stake and lock it for even longer. So there should be an option here to stake whatever. So every now and then, every couple of days, I just come here and do max without penalty, see how much is released this week of my own tokens. And then I hit continue. And then, you can choose what you want to stake. And like I was saying, you can choose if you want 14 days all the way up to 180 days. And if you watch right here, it actually goes up a pretty decent bit. And that's if I'm trying to, and it's really only 6 months. So y'all know Grumpy's rule. 6 months ain't that bad. But what I've been doing is, like I said, I sit here with the calculator or Google and figure out, hey Google, how many days is it until New Year's Day? And how many days that was. I set that just to make a little bit. So you can see how I got January 1st right here and stuff like that. You gotta make sure you leave 500. But I mean, I have a pretty good, even at the token price it is right now. I got 304 sitting here, $304 worth. My claimable balance is $408, $345, $567. So, at one time we were making $4 to $5 a day with that Blackbird miner. The best part is I won it for free in a contest with Tech Hustler. So my ROI was as soon as I hooked it up. But I mean, I'm hoping the best for the Chirp project. I just wish I saw them concentrating more on the IoT Blackbird miner stuff. So, and the fact that we're not selling a lot of Blackbirds at one time because we don't want to saturate the world and saturate everything. I'm like, trust me, brother, you don't have to worry about that anytime soon. %29% circulating, 79% non-circulating. 8.9 million staked. KAGE overview. Damn, somebody's got 1.8 million staked. Crazy. I'm looking for the map. I want to see the map of. Usually the Explorer will show you the map, huh? I wanted to see the map just to show y'all how. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to worry about saturation with this thing. If they really want this to be a good network, I have the only one in Louisiana. Or is it? I mean, the next one east of me is Jacksonville. You're not getting saturation. It just, this is the stuff that I create my own FUD in my head on. What are you worried about being saturated for? How are you going to create an IoT network when you have zero coverage anywhere? I don't know. Again, I hate to always cause FUD with some of these projects and stuff. You know, I get attacked for that kind of stuff, but I just don't understand. Don't understand. Oh, Ether is pretty messed up too, and they never answer questions. This could actually regret getting to the Ether edge. Santa Julie and is a house of fun. That's your business, bro. This ain't that kind of live. I'm just joking. But Ether Edge is. I kind of said that too. To me, that was kind of a price jump for people for some compared to some of the other devices we've been into. And you had people who rubbed it in my face right after that. That man, I'm making so much. I'm making so much rewards with this Ether Edge. It's great. It's great. It's great. And then you start hearing stories kind of like what you're saying now. So it's like some of these other ones that you had where you did very well at first. Y'all know my story, my claim to fame. I made $5,000 worth of helium in 17 days on one device. And I can let all 17 of my miners run for the rest of my life right now, and I will never make $5,000 again. I think I told you the other day I'm making about somewhere between 13, was it 7 cents? Somewhere around there, 7 to 13, 16 cents a day on a helium miner. So again, we keep going around with this chicken or the egg thing. Is when you have these TGEs that are coming, whether it's Wingbits, whether it's 375 AI, whether it's Grass, whether it's whatever the other ones y'all talked about. Do you sell right away? You look at Grass. I'll never forget. I was in, I don't want to call the project out because it's going to make the project look bad, but I was in a group chat with another project when Grass went live. And within a day or 24 to 48 hours, people sold all their grass. And it was only like at 48 or 50 cents, maybe. And they sold it all and put it all into another token, the project that we were in the group chat about. Next thing you know, grass is at $3. I'm sure they felt pretty sick. They might not have admitted it because some men won't. And I held on to it. And I took $100 out for a hunting trip. The rest of it stayed in there. Now you look at it now, and we're below what that price was then. But some of these other projects, you look at some of these other projects, they never went up. They started here at TGE and they have been free sliding since then. Sword Chain and some of these other ones. I don't know. So I don't know. I trust me, I got several y'all texting me. I'm telling y'all kind of the same thing. I don't know. I literally sit here and can't decide what I want to do. 375 AI goes live tomorrow. Let me tell you. If, big if, I'm not expecting it, but if the numbers that I think it was somebody found saying 12.5 cents, 13 cents, whatever it was, a pretty good chunk of 375 AI that would make a lot of my worries go away for my hunting trip next week. I wouldn't have to worry about sleeping in my truck or eating bologna sandwiches. But if 375 AI does take off with all these interstate things they got going on in these nodes or whatever, these edge things or whatever they got going on, I'm going to be sick to my stomach that I sold it. Or it goes straight down and I'll have Jay Styles telling me, I told you you should have sold it, goofy. He'll be right. I don't know. Same thing with grass. When grass drops, whether it's Halloween, whether it's after the next epoch, which would be what, 14, is that the next one, which will be around Thanksgiving, or another epoch for New Year's, that's when the 15 will be ending. That's what somebody was talking about on X. I have no idea where they got that information from. I think they're just pulling it out their butt. Do you sell then? Or by then, the token, you have all these tokens that are released already. So by the time your epoch, by the time you get rewarded after the whatever epoch that is, the token price has already dropped. It can only go up, right? If it's at the bottom. So maybe you don't sell all your grass right away. You hold on to it, hoping it goes from 30 cents to $4 like it did last time, or $3.80 or whatever it was. I don't want somebody to come and say, you never went to $4. Grumpy don't know what he's talking about. You know, this is not something new. This is something we think about all the time in crypto. If you've been in crypto longer than 15 minutes or in any project, you think like this all the time. Grass gets released. Well, at least when CoinMarketCap picks up, it was 63 cents. 63 cents around October 27th is when it picks it up. So within 2 weeks is at $3.48. So that goes to show you everybody who sold right here kicked themselves in the ass. It then probably puked during Thanksgiving. Because Thanksgiving, it was back up to $3.60. Second week of December, it was up to $3.63 again. So the people who sold at 60 cents because they're like, it's going to go down. All these projects, it goes down. Now you see my dilemma. However, you'll know how Grumpy likes to draw his lawns. And if you look at this lawn, what's this lawn doing? See, I mean, it says you're down 53%, but you down way more than that, because that's comparing it to right here, 88 cents. When you go from here to 37 cents, that's bad. So you're down 62%. I don't know, man. I don't think y'all can see that. Can the grass price recover despite the unlock, or is it now's the time to sell? When a token like grass releases tens of millions of additional coins in the circulation supply surges unless demand matches, the price can decline. But right, that's the whole thing, is where's the demand going to come from? Historical patterns. The risk is magnified for project in hype territory during all season, and FOMO, where an average drop of price fundamentals lag. We can extrapolate the view. Price is 44 cents. almost at its lowest level ever, trying to find support so it can retest resistance. RSI key resistance level is 90, which also represents the POC red line in the volume, blah, 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 with a large green candle volume still in the buying. Like, this makes me, like, when I read things like this, it just makes me nauseous. Let me just go on CoinMarketCap and just start talking all high, like I'm giving oral sex to the owners or something like that. Like, you know, Jesus Christ. I heard that 375 let me back up. So I have 3 athletes from first drop pays and selling as soon as we could withdraw. Now rewards not great, but you need to sell early. Grass was the exception. I barely broke even on an all-time high. Grass I hung on to, and now it's a loss. Even though I even at a lot I bought, should have sold. Reward still locked. I heard the 375 AI was still going to continue rewarding app users. Well, I'm sure they are. Yeah, I mean, but their main thing, if you look at 375 AI, is these billboard things or whatever they're called. Kind of like Chirp KAGE and Chirp IoT. Everything's AI. Unlock the power of AI-driven insights at the edge. I don't understand. I don't understand what the. I don't understand. But anyway, this is the 375 Edge AI node, and this is really what their meat and potatoes, what their product's supposed to be about. This is a hell of a case. You know, it's got some cell pucks on top, whole bunch of ports on the bottom. This is probably one big gigantic antenna also, but looking for, they're supposed to have a, see, it's this thing with the billboard, cameras, whatever like that. And forget what these things are cost. What's it? Y'all want some sticker shock for those of y'all who aren't familiar with it? 50 edge nodes sold. 70% of Americans reach. Get back. Shut the front door. I don't know how many tokens you get for this. All right, so where's the price tag at? At one time, they showed you the price tag. So see, they changed it. I have not been to this website for a while, but at one time, if y'all remember, they had, for those of y'all who, oh, here it is, future projects. This, the 375 Street compact edge AI node designed for urban suburbs, whatever, in the vault. And I think this is going to be like a node, kind of like the nodes I've been pushing recently, from Beamable and stuff like that, Nubula. And I'm going to tell you, it's all about the price tag. If this is a reasonable price, I'll probably jump on it. I like nodes. I know some of y'all are dead set against nodes because you don't get that actual equipment in your hand. But I'll tell you, there was a good bit of Nubula nodes sold. And there was a few, I'm not going to lie to y'all, a few of the Beamable nodes sold. Those a little bit more, but Beamable's like supposed to be a good project. It's supposed to be like really good project. Let me tell y'all want to know how much I like Beamable, and y'all can say I'm just saying this so that people can hopefully use my code. And I'm telling you, that's not it. I almost contemplated with team my knee and stuff, canceling my hunting trip next week and using that money to buy a Beamable node. but I need a vacation. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. I'm hoping though with new internet card I got, I could actually keep in touch with y'all, and it won't be like last year. Last year, I think I took like 7 or 8 days in Missouri and didn't update nothing. I came back, I had a beard and stuff, like I was in the wilderness or something. I didn't shave all week. And I did a video on the way home, and people were like, look who it is. Stranger danger. But I'm gonna try not to be as long this time. Warp, I don't think anybody bought a warp node. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't know what the deal is between warp and beamable. I don't know if they got some kind of thing together or something, but I guess the hardest part with these is now beamable is supposed to be going to mainnet very, very, very soon. And I'm wondering if when people kind of realize what they're going to make with the node, if maybe that also bumps up some sales or something like that. My code, you're getting $45 off, and I'm not making that. That's just the code you get for discounting. But if I had this money laying around, maybe if I sell some of my tokens that all these ones go on TGE. So I had my 375 AI. I like beamable. DEPIN gaming and stuff like that. I don't know. What else? Anybody got anything else? Time for some real food now. Let's put between Jersey and Pennsylvania. You Florida Pens fan. Devil. Is that hockey? Hockey. I don't know about all that. Got it for 455 ETH. You got over 2,000 ETH. I was trying to show y'all how many ETH I got, but this damn thing don't want to work. Phantom. Wallet. Copy. And then 375 AI. Then you press check my eligibility. So are your real tokens just going to automatically show up in your wallet tomorrow so that you can reinvest them? I don't know why my thing won't paste. I can paste it in other places. I just can't paste. It won't let me paste. Well, hell, I took a picture of the other day for y'all, didn't I? Let me see. Boom. I have 8,000 ETH that's available right now. 12,000 if I want to stake it for 6 months. And 16,000 if I want to stake it for 12 months. Ain't happening. So I'm assuming that. And when do you have to make this decision? Because, what I really wanted to do ideally was I wanted to sell some of it, keep a little bit of it, and stake the rest of it. And that was at the most going to be 6 months. So therefore, I'm kind of doing both. I'm supporting the project. I'm making a little bit, whatever like that. But from what I was told is that you can't do that. You can only stake it all or sell it all or hold on to it. You can't stake partial. But saying all this and making me think about it right now, maybe I need to check the Discord, but it's like I was saying, is this all going to automatically show up in my Phantom wallet? You got 10 hours to get this done. Less than that. How many hours was it? 9 hours and 27 minutes to get this done. So how is that supposed to work? I see some people talking about gas fees for claiming tokens and stuff like that. I guess we need to be peeled. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I don't know. It'll all be out shortly. In 9 hours and 26 minutes or 42 minutes. Well, no. Oh, Alan did good. $2.33 is nothing to laugh at. I think that's good compared to where it's at now. You did very well. It's 5x from where it is now, right? If my college math is right. Buying the Argentina peso. I'm not getting involved in exchange stuff. Trump is going to launder 40 billion there. Oh, Alan, please don't get who fought it started. I'm gonna have to shut this live down. You know, they want to attack Trump on everything. This is the only thing I'm gonna say political. The only thing I'm gonna say political. I hate getting on this thing. They're gonna sit there and attract. I mean, they're gonna sit there and talk attacking Trump. And every day you're hearing more and more stories about stuff that Biden had no idea about. Biden supposedly did all this stuff, and he's finding out they had no idea. They showed an interview where they asked him, or somebody asked him, hey, why did you shut this down? And Biden said, I didn't shut that down. And they're like, yeah, you shut this down. I didn't shut it down. Look, here's your signature. And he got flipped. But there's nothing wrong with that. Right? You know, listen, I hate politics. I'm not fans of any of them. Just some are worse than others. They all got issues. To me, there's no such thing. I don't care what party you're with. Green Party, Blue Party, Rainbow Party, Independence Party, the Conservative Party, the Rosie O'Donnell or the Roseanne Barr Party, or whatever party, Democrats, Republicans, Independent, whatever. I don't care what party with. There's no such thing as an honest politician. They all had to make some type of promise to somebody along the way to get to that point. You can have what's her name, the Democrat senator or whatever, or Representative Nancy Pelosi and Pocahontas talk about crypto and all this, how evil it is, but yet nobody wants to sit there and point out how rich they all got with a job that pays 1% of what their net worth is now. Nobody wants to talk about that. But worry about us in crypto. Yeah. There's no such thing as an honest politician. I don't care who it is. Some are just worse than others. Some are worse than others. And I don't care what news you watch, it's slanted. I don't care what news it is. There's no such thing as completely true independent news anymore. But that's it. I'm done. Anybody got anything else? I don't want to talk about too much tonight because then we're going to have, come Thursday, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Trying to decide what I'm going to do a video on tomorrow. I got a hunting video I got to catch up on my other channel. Haven't eaten. There was something I wanted to do a video on. See what happens when you get old? Your knee pops out of place. And you can't remember shit. Can't remember nothing. I was paperwork here for bills. I don't even know what the hell they for. So we just don't pay them. We'll pay them next week. Right? They ain't going nowhere. We'll pay them next week. Oh, come on, Wingbits, do your thing. That's what I wish I knew also what Wingbits is I know how y'all love how I say I'm leaving. I still bring up a whole new subject. Okay, you don't want to go TG, that's fine. What about staking? Because if I knew kind of what my staking options were, I can start making those decisions now. So I wouldn't have that hard of a decision to make when tokens get released. I got 1 million tokens. I'd love to stake a good amount of them. If the terms are right, because I'm not staking them for a year or 2 years. You can save it. At least I won't. And I'm not staking them for 3%. You know, I trust those guys to do the right thing. They might not have staking at all. If you listen to some of the people in the Discord, they're not even going to be on the CEX because they're trying to say the DEXs are better. I'm like, what world do y'all live in? I know some of y'all disagree with that. I've already hashed it. I'm not going to say it again. Let's talk about my Zcash printer. It will cheer you up. No, it won't. You couldn't hear it in my video that I released this morning. Apparently, this mic is so good with the noise canceling. You could kind of hear it as I talked, but when I didn't talk, it got quiet. You couldn't hear this monstrosity that is called a miner. So I'm going to plug it in for those who ain't familiar with an ASIC miner. But my daughter literally came in yesterday. Because at one point years ago, I actually had some ASICs in my house. I could keep the door open and heat some of the house with it. But when this thing really takes off, you really do think that there is an airplane going off, taking off. There's a jet turbine engine. Talk about it. But I can't get my it's doing something, because if you're familiar with ASICs, it's kind of low like it is now. If you can hear it now, it's kind of low. And then you can hear it now as it's revving up. The turbines are starting. So you know it's doing something. It's doing some type of algorithm thing. And I can look at it and see the IP flashing. And it's flashing at different rates. So you know it's passing some kind of data. But it is not pulling the local IP. I use the Antminer IP thing. I can't get it to work. I'm trying to wait to see how loud this thing gets before it goes crazy. But I don't know what even Zcash is doing while we sit here wait for this turbine to start heating up. What is Zcash doing? Coming down a little bit. It's still crazy. It's still up 23% for the week. Up 400% for the month. And I don't even know. And look, this guy Tom Tucker's trying to get people to buy it. There it is. Now you hear it. It's getting louder. All right, I had enough of that. So Tom Tucker is sitting there, wants everybody to start buying it again. Retail's buying. Do we really think retail's buying this? Like, I want to know, did somebody just happen to mention something about privacy tokens and people just attached it to Zcash? I keep hearing Monero's in trouble for some reason, which means that this will be the next, this one, and what's the other one? Dash, or I can't remember. What's the other one that's supposed to be privacy? But I always thought when a lot of this was going on with the SEC, the argument was, and from fellow YouTubers and stuff when I was still learning this, was that crypto was okay and passed the Howey test and passed all these tests because it could still be traceable and that kind of stuff like that. And it was okay. And they all said, I remember them saying this, the only thing that's going to be in trouble in crypto in America, at least America, is privacy tokens. And now it's like we're embracing privacy tokens again. Again, guys, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. Why does Zcash? Now you do have some goofball who said that some guy said it was going to go up to like $10,000. It's funny how everybody starts talking about this when it starts getting, I don't know. I don't know what, because somebody talked about this going to $10,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I make every call wrong in crypto. Y'all know that. Every call wrong. That's why I'm selling cans on side the road to go hunting next week. I still think you can't buy this. I don't care what people say. It's going to $10,000. They say XRP is going to $10,000. You're not buying that at $3, are you? I hope not. But they say XRP is going to 10,000. But yet the queen of XRP and clickbait herself is now making excuses. Even though, how many times has the queen of clickbait said that an ETF was coming? The ETF was coming any day now. The ETF has been approved for XRP and all this other stuff. She kept saying it over and over and over. And now the XRP ETF is still pending. Oh, yeah. By the way, they just announced for all these rednecks that live around me, we can go monkey hunting. Yes, you've heard that correctly. This is literally about, I don't want to lie, about 40 minutes away from my house. Tulane University, which is literally 30 minutes from my house. We have escaped monkeys. Not only that, we have escaped monkeys with herpes. And then they got nerve to say that they are violent towards humans. Well, you know what? If somebody was injecting me with COVID, hepatitis C, and herpes, I'd be a pissed off person or monkey too, especially towards humans. But they have an 18-wheeler or something that was transporting monkeys, as you can see. And here's the monkey here. You would think this thing would be somehow crash proof or something with monkeys carrying diseases, but welcome to America. And then they go kill the monkeys. But they have come out with an official press release somewhere that said, if anybody comes across this monkey, you have the green light to shoot him. So you have basically given a bunch of rednecks in the backwoods a free license to go monkey hunting in Mississippi, South Mississippi, and Louisiana. I just need y'all to fathom that for a minute, because I live down here and can't fathom that. Oh. Yeah. So anyway, already turning this into a movie. Other spot XRP ETFs will get approved. I don't know if y'all been watching how she dresses lately, but there's a comment I'd make, but somebody will take it the wrong way. Wendy O ain't DMing you. There's some simp somewhere that got a broken heart, or there's some simp somewhere that is gonna think that she ain't talking to him, who's talking to some guy from India or some third world country right now, who thinks it really is Wendy O, and that this doesn't apply to him. I guarantee it. But yeah. No comment. Oh, like she is so into this XRP thing. So into XRP. Brusho. That's it. Brusho's paying for my hunting license. We need a brush. Now, if y'all watch it, I know I said I was going. I'm sorry, guys, but I got to finish this. I know on my live, I said, not my live, my video I released this morning, that Brusho was going live. But when you read it slower, I don't know if they meant it was going live. Like Brusho live this week. Brush live this week. So there's this, it says operations Brush live this week. So is Brush going live? Is this another project going TGE? Or is this like, these are the live happenings, the happening live stuff that's going on this weekend? Anybody? I don't know. And you know something else? Why couldn't you just name it Brusho or something like that? Because when you look up Brush, excuse me, there's a lot of Brush tokens out there. A lot of Brush tokens. That ain't for brush show. Anybody else brushing their teeth 4 or 5 times a day? I'm poor, but I will have some shiny teeth. I can see some people just sitting there brushing their teeth over and over and over again and over again just to try to keep getting tokens. It's got to max out at some point, right? I mean, right? I don't care who's buying the data. I don't care. They say they got people buying the data. They say people are going to buy the dental hygiene people, toothbrush manufacturers. I don't care. I'm going to get tokens. I got to brush my teeth no matter what. I don't care. I don't mean to be rude, I swear. I'm just saying, like, I know that's the question we all ask in every DEPIN project at all. Who's buying entropy data? But I need a toothbrush. I've always wanted an electric toothbrush. It worked out. They got cheaper electric toothbrushes. I've said it over and over. They got way more expensive toothbrushes. Hey, it worked out for me. It's brushing my teeth. They feel clean after. And mind your business if you want to know why I'm brushing my teeth 5 times a day. Times are hard. My wife has an electric toothbrush she's had for years and starting to crap out. I told her I'm probably going to buy her one. But the problem is right now when you go to Helium Deploy, these things are sold out. So somebody's buying them. Every now and then I see my code was being used for one here or there. Just like every now and then it's used for WB200. Every rare blue moon it's used for MGW310. I don't understand that. I love you, G, on that. I love you, G, on that. But guess what? I can't understand why anybody's buying any of your stations making $2 a day. Anyway. Good morning, brushers. I will say, Who Farted called this out a while back. I am not getting 45 days of battery life. I'm getting about... Now, again, it also matters, though, how many times you brush. Maybe I'm telling on myself here. I am brushing more than once or twice a day, some days. So that might be why I'm getting 27, 28 days of battery life, which is still not bad when you think you're brushing for 2 minutes at a time, 2-3 times a day sometimes just once. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Don't go tell my mama, but I'm just telling you. To me, it's a cool project. You know, it's cool. It's like I tell people who work there, like, hey man, what's your big crypto? Like literally, somebody today comes and says, man, I didn't know you had a YouTube page. So and so told me a YouTube page. So yeah, I got 4 of them actually. Well, that's why you don't sleep. I'm like, what you trying to say? I look bad? No, then we laugh, and then they're like, what's your big... I'm not joking. I'm not shit. You know, what's your biggest crypto project in? Like, you know, what's your one that you suggest there? What's your big project? You know, you got miners going and stuff like that, graphics cards, toothbrush. What? Fucking toothbrush? Yeah, bro. I'm making Lambo soon. I made Lambo money with my toothbrush. You can see me coming to work with my toothbrush in my mouth. Yep. And they're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "No, man." And I'll Google it on my computer. Like, look, here's Brush Show. And they just walk out at that point. maybe crypto's as goofy as we thought it was. So, yeah, man. When people brush, how long they brush? Well, I mean, you have to brush for 2 minutes because the countdown when you press the start button, it's 2 minutes. And then after 2 minutes, it's done. It stops. Now you can restart again for another 2 minutes. And I've never did that back to back because my mouth's been vibrating this whole time. And I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. I don't know. To me, at some point, there's got to be something in there, programming or in the app or something that says you can't go brush your teeth 3 times an hour, 24 hours a day. It's going to have to stop you, right? It to me, it's got to be a limit someplace. I don't know. Oh, Hufar said he didn't critique the batteries. I could have sworn that was you. We were talking about LiFePO batteries, if it had a lithium battery or what kind of battery. I did. Somebody in here was asking about it. I don't know. I don't know if you can use the name brushes on it because like my wife's brushes on it would not match up with this one. I will say though, there when I go to it, it tells me how much longer. Now I don't remember exactly how long. Look, I use it so much that it automatically pops up on my phone as one of my 4 suggested apps. Let's see what it says. Data. My 7-day average score is a 92. 2-minute brush time. I've used it 62 days. And it says I'll have 28 days left to replace my toothbrush. It says on here, use 62 days, brush 98 times, and it has 28 days left. So all I gotta do is hit replace head, and it knows that you're replacing the head. And there's even a shortcut right here where you can press buy toothbrush, and you can buy the replacement toothbrush. But I started this on August 27th. September, October. It's been 2 months. One thing I can't find is there's also a strength tab, like a little indicates the strength. If you're brushing weak or hard, I always get weak. I know I'm weak, even though I go to the gym. But I'm gonna tell you, this one time that I actually like pushed as hard as I could, almost like it was hurting, and I still got weak. Even though when I was pushing hard, as I was brushing, it showed the indicator as hard. As soon as you let go, it's saying weak again, and it measured as weak. Hey man, it's worth projects we can get into, you know? Who faulted? I know I'm right. Of course I'm right. Just messing. I agree with you. I don't brush hard. I don't. I have my gums bleed whenever I floss. I know some people don't floss. I floss, and now my gums bleed. So, all right, we have completely gone off the rails again for this live, and we're talking about bleeding gums and everything else. For the 13 people that remained, congratulations, y'all all win 1,000 DFly tokens, and I'll make sure Oreo sends that to you. So thank y'all. I appreciate it. Be back Thursday. We'll see what Wendy is wearing and what she's going to say about XRP again. I swear, I would love to meet her at killing me, dude. I have no filter. I have no filter. And I don't mean as a disrespect. I just don't like, my wife and I will be somewhere and she'll be like, what the were you thinking telling somebody that? I'm like, I didn't mean it wrong. Yeah, but you just don't say things like that. I'm like, I have respect for that person, but you don't say those kind of things. You're not supposed to say, like, I have no filter. So when I go to DEPIN, I keep asking my wife, please come with me to Mining Disrupt. But that would be like me going to a teacher convention because she's an assistant principal. But like, I would love to go to, I hope, I don't know, she's probably like some celebrity, at least in my eyes. She is one of the OGs of YouTube crypto. Y'all can say what y'all want. I'll put her in the OG level with Tyler. Why Tyler don't have more subscribers, I don't know. The dude's on point. George from, and there's very few, the brothers and all them, alt see whatever they are. I would love to meet her, and I would love to tell her, like, have you ever heard? I know you've never heard of my YouTube page, but have you heard that I've called you the queen of, clickbait and the XRP queen? I imagine she does, at least in my eyes, she does her own work and she knows her shit. You can't say she don't. I just wish she wouldn't just clickbait and XRP so much. Oh God. Cause you watch a live, I'll watch a live during lunch sometimes. I'll have my little headphones on and she's doing a live during the thing. And I'm at my little restaurant, my little deli I go eat at, and I got my phone set up and I'm listening to her and I'm like, majority of her lives nothing to do with XRP. I don't know if she does that. She's tricking the XRP army, and the simps to watch her. And it worked for her. I don't know. Oh. All right, look, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to grab something to eat. I'm out of liquor, but I didn't want to go buy no more water bourbon since I'm going on this hunting trip. I got to save money. I'm telling you, I'm saving money. Oh, man, I could hope a whole bunch of projects go TGE between now and Sunday night when I leave. Sunday when I leave. But I am. I'm trying to bring you on the journey with me. And again, if anybody knows anybody in Missouri that needs, you know, a big 10-point buck cleaned off their property because they're eating all their vegetables or something, let me know. I'm your man. But thank you all for watching. It was cool. It's fun. You know, I like these lives. And we'll see, you know, see what the future brings. 10 hours from now, 9 hours from now. With 375 AI, hopefully we'll figure out how the wallet thing works and all that. And again, I know probably 9 people still here. Y'all probably all in my Discord, but if you're not in the Discord, click the link below. All right, I'm going. See y'all. Somebody get the light on the way out.